Before thought, before words, before understanding, comes the human eye. Observing, seeing. This simplest of all acts awakens the mind's eye, kindles curiosity and desire, incites story, and gives birth to point of view. The XLH1 HD camcorder from Canon. What's inside of you?
Everybody has a camera that they love. Everybody has a particular format and a particular style that they like to use.
When you're shooting a commercial for whatever product it is, it might just be something in a box, and you have to make it come alive. You have to make it sing. You have to make it have some sort of personality.
I had the opportunity to be the eyes and ears for people, to show them things they will never have the opportunity to see otherwise.
It's different every day, different subjects, different lighting, different weather, you know, everything, all your senses come into play.
My background is 35mm motion picture. I'd love to go to a set, light it, and not compromise.
When you're shooting multi-million-dollar movies, you don't want to take any chances. You don't want to make guesses. You don't want to use what's your favorite just because it's your favorite. You want to use things that are quantifiably and qualifiably proven.
For me, I was just absolutely sold on the Canon XLH1. It was absolutely perfect.
Whatever you have in mind, the Canon XLH1 HD camcorder gives you total control of both the image and the creative process.
I always thought of high def as not measuring up. And when using this camera, like, there are features that go beyond what my film camera can.
We needed a camera that would provide flexibility in size and weight, as well as allow for 3-camera coverage in a practical small location, and also maintained a certain standard for image quality that we really wanted.
The only reason I would use an XLH1 or a smaller form camera is that it can keep up with the big guys.
Time is of the essence. You got to be ready to go. You need to get the subject in, you need to get them taped, and then move on out to the next location.
Your tools have to be good. Your lighting has to be fantastic. Your camera moves have to be the best every single time. And this camera worked like a champ.
The XLH1 comes equipped with an interchangeable 20x HD video lens with superior Canon optics. And coming in October is a new 6x HD wide-angle lens.
The fact that you can put other lenses on, that alone puts it in another class. It gets it out of the consumer class and puts it into a professional arena where you can put a mechanical lens on there where it can be part of the motion picture manufacturing process.
I was able to get within an inch of the object and still hold focus. Normally, I'd have to use close focus primes, or I'd have to attach Proxars or close-up filters to it and go through a whole thing with lenses.
In the bicycling portion of this film, we did a lot of long lens stuff. Normally, I would have to have an assistant out there taking marks on certain features of the landscape. With the distant readouts, he just watched the display, bam, we were there.
The Canon 20x HD video lens has been designed for 1080 HD video, and it's coupled with 1440 by 1080 CCD image sensors. That's a 50% higher pixel count than any other camera in its class. Fluorite elements are used to reduce aberration, a new SR multi-coating to reduce ghosting, and an HD autofocus algorithm.
The autofocus on this camera was really impressive. We could come from an extremely tight face of the watch to a wide shot showing his whole workbench in one shot. The shot was done in 10 minutes.
And the built-in Canon vari-angle prism provides excellent optical image stabilization when you need it, even on a jib mount on a bumpy country road. Canon chose 1080 because of one thing and one thing only: image quality. With a simple adjustment, the XLH1 lets you choose a brilliant HD image in 60i, 30 or 24 frames per second, with an optional upgrade to make it switchable to 50i and 25f.
The camera's inherent image quality and resolution gave me enough latitude to dial in the look that I wanted.
I love the 24 frame on this camera. It really looks like film. I don't have to worry about the old video contrast problems. The old video cameras had no latitude, so you're always lighting for the camera, not your eye. And this camera enables me to light for my eye with 24 frames.
So I've used it as B-roll and pickups on several motion pictures, all in the multi-million-dollar range, and it's cut indistinguishably. Everybody in post is happy, everybody at the studio is happy, everybody at the distribution company's happy, and personally, if the check clears, I'm happy.
So you have the opportunity and the flexibility with this camera to go get the great angles to cover a live event, and then within a moment of seconds, look out the corner of your eye and see the teammates at the end of the race hugging each other, run over, flip that thing into 24F for a nice dramatic shot that can be used for a tease.
With a professional jack pack, a combination of SMPTE timecode, Genlock, and HD SDI, the XLH1 can fit seamlessly into almost any existing working environment.
The jack pack feature is great. It allows you to integrate the camera into any type of studio or location setup in a multicam format. It has a SMPTE timecode in and out, so you can integrate that into other cameras. It also has a Genlock that allows you just to plug right in, and the camera is locked within the whole system and is totally synced with the rest of the studio setup.
With the jack pack, you don't need analog conversion or expensive upsampling accessories. You're getting an uncompressed true SMPTE 292M compliant signal right from the camera head.
When I first saw this camera, and I saw that it had serial digital out, and that it was 1.5 gigabits a second, well, that's as high data rate as any of the big HD cameras in the industry.
You can output the SD, SDI, you can output the HD, SDI. So you really, at the same time you're taping high-def video, the signal is being sent in all formats.
As you know, HDV and Mini DV produce video at 25 megabits per second. DVC Pro HD, 100 megabits. But HD SDI from the XLH1 is 1.485 gigabits per second.
And that's a supreme signal.
Your connectivity is also enhanced by another standard feature of the XLH1, the memory card.
This camera is a time-saving machine. You take out the SD card, pop it in another camera, change the settings, and you're ready to go. You cannot tell the difference.
You plug in, you have uncompressed 1080i HD video coming out. You take a memory card, you could go to 3, 12, 15 cameras. They all look the same, and it's within a matter of minutes.
It has a high-def digital camera built right into the camera, and it's the same point of view as the lens. You can actually snap high-def photographs as you're rolling on a product.
The production stills were really incredible. They handed me one. I get to see what it looks like through the camera. The director gets to see what it looks like through the viewfinder, but for once, the crew could just look at the quality. It was amazing.
And it gets even better in that every time you take a digital still with the camera, it saves all your settings and parameters, so you can always refer to them.
Image control and connectivity come together in the Canon console. Software-based and FireWire-driven, the console combines camera settings, recording and playback controls into one efficient program.
The console software allows you to get into the matrix of the camera and fine-tune all the adjustments. You can create a look You can do timings so that when you get into post, you don't have to take as much information away from the image to achieve the look you want.
It's everything you would get in a camera control unit or a CCU with a broadcast camera, you get on a laptop. It's at a fraction of the cost if you think about it.
And the console gives you something you'll never get from a CCU. The ability to record directly to your PC, putting you that much closer to the final results you have in mind.
You don't have to take film into a post house and sit there for hours trying to dial in the color, get that color perfect for the client. You can do it instantly on the set. The client can approve it, and then you move on.
Each of us has a unique way of seeing. And whatever you discover, imagine, envision in your heart, your mind, your soul. Whatever you have inside, the XLH1 has it too. Awaken what's inside you.